Pick one! Let's go! Capcom honestly had no right giving the Insect Glaive a counter as powerful as the Greatsword. What is up? Welcome to my Insect Glaive Advanced Guide. I've already gone over all of the basics in my last video, so make sure to watch that if you don't know anything about this weapon. But assuming you already know the basic combos and how to get all of your extracts and stuff like that, we're going to move on to things like the counter, comboing in the air, and what kind of skills you should be looking at whenever you're building your Insect Glaive sets. One of the more important additions to this weapon in Monster Hunter Wilds is the giant offset counter. So if you have your red extract and at least one of any other color, then you can do the strong descending slash counter. If you go into focus mode and hold circle or the wide sweep combo button, then you'll start to glow red, and you can hold that to time it perfectly and unleash it whenever a monster attacks you to get the counter off. Now, I do want to say that the Insect Glaive counter is not like the Greatsword counter or the Switch Axe counter or any other counter in this game that I know of. I haven't tried the hammer counter, but you have to think of it not as like a traditional parry or block or anything like that, but more like you're playing baseball, honestly. Think of the end of your glaive as a bat and where the monster is going to hit you or the hitbox as the strike zone, and you need to be spaced to where the end of your glaive and time it to where the end of your glaive hits that hitbox as it's coming towards you, just like you're hitting a fastball in baseball and knocking it out of the park. This calls for slightly different timing on when you actually release the button to do the counter. So I would recommend going to the training area and trying to get it down. But don't get frustrated because it is a little difficult to land. Even when you know what to do, it's like the timing is kind of crazy on it. So do not get discouraged on that. So if you have all three extracts, and whether or not you hit the counter, it's obviously better if you do. After the initial move animation is complete, you can follow it up with another circle or another wide sweep attack. And if you're still in focus mode, then you will actually unleash the finishing move with your bug. It's like a giant tornado thing. And this is really powerful, does a ton of damage. It does expend all of your extract immediately, but your bug actually collects back the extract depending on where your weapon hits during the attack. So if you place this in a good spot whenever you're attacking, then you can get sometimes 2, maybe even 3 of your extracts back before you even hit the ground. So after you've knocked the monster out, done your finisher attack, and you're in the air, at this point, based on what extracts you have, you can go into all sorts of different combos. Like I said, before you even touch the ground, the goal is to get all 3 of your extracts so you can start comboing immediately for full damage. And so the first big thing you can do while you're in the air is actually pop wounds. So after your big counter and your final move, or honestly after any aerial combo, if you notice a wound on the monster, you can pop it in the air, get a little stun on him, and gain all 3 of your extract back instantly, which is obviously a very powerful thing to do. If you're in the air and you don't see any wounds, you can attack different parts of the monster while in focus mode in the air to gain your extracts back and then land on the combo and do all of your stuff again. You can of course go straight into mounts if the game blesses you with that. And the goal is to use all of these things in the air together so you can basically fly around and get everything you need without exposing yourself to big attacks. Then you can land on the ground, wait for the monster to line up his big attack, knock him out, and go for it all again. It's a really fun gameplay loop. The combo with the counter is super satisfying when you land it. It's awesome that you don't have to hit the counter to do the big tornado attack, so you can always get that big damage off when you want to. And they've made getting extract easier than ever in this game. So like I said, before your boots even touch the ground, you're ready to go again for full combo. Oh, you can't get... Oh! So the next thing I want to look at are like the armor slash skills that I have initially picked up to run with this weapon, which seem to be pretty good. I'm not saying this is like the highest damage set or the best set, but It's just a general idea of skills that you kind of want to look at for the glaive to get some inspiration when you're building your own sets that can kind of fit your needs and do whatever you want the build to do. So for the primary weapon, I'm actually using the Ajara Badra, which is the Ajarican Insect Glaive. I really do like the La Barina Insect Glaive, but everybody's using stun weapons right now because they're so good. So I just figured a little extra damage from the blast wouldn't hurt. And my secondary weapon, which I'm not going to go into too much because the skills or anything for that doesn't matter for this build. But the secondary, I'm actually trying to build a good blast Ardian weapon. So hopefully we can get one of those one of these days. But yeah, for the primary right now, we're using the Ajarican Insect Glaive. It's really good. It's blast, has white sharpness, 3-2-1 slots, Kinsect level 8, and power prolonger 3. For the helmet, we're using the Jindahad Alpha, which is really cool. Gives you weakness exploit 1, agitator 1, and a level 1 slot, so very powerful. The chest is the Blongo male beta. This has agitator level 2 and a level 2 slot. The arms are the Guardian Arcveld beta. This has weakness exploit 2 and 3 level 1 slot. The waist is the Arc Vulcan Coil beta. This has weakness exploit 2, recovery speed 1, and 2 level 1 slot. And finally, the legs are the Blongo Greaves beta. These have agitator level 1 and 2 level 1 slot. I'm rocking this stun resistant talisman just for convenience. You can obviously swap this out for anything if you want more damage or something like that. And I use the corrupted mantle because damage. The decos we currently have slotted are the primary weapon has critical jewels 3 and 2. And an expert jewel 1 to give you max critical boost and 1 level of critical eye. The helm has a physique jewel in the level 1 slot. You can put anything you want here. Constitution is pretty good for the glaive, so that's what I have. Chest has the destroyer jewel, which Heartbreaker, I don't know if you knew this, got an extremely big buff in this game, which does, I think, up to 30% damage increase whenever you do the pop wounds attack. I've seen my bug get over 700 damage on tempered wounds with this set, so pretty wild. You should definitely be running Partbreaker, in my opinion, if you can get everything else that you need slotted. I would still definitely recommend weakness exploit and critical boost first, but Partbreaker is a very solid damage boost in this game, which is kind of crazy. The arms are all preference slots. They're all 3 level 1 decos. I have a satiated jewel for free meal, a protection jewel for divine blessing, and an adapt jewel because hot and cold drinks kind of are annoying. Whatever you like, you can slot into this. These are just things that make the run a little easier for me and make me have to worry about less, so I put them there. And for the waist, kind of the same thing. It's a shockproof jewel, which is great for multiplayer hunting. It's the new perk that basically prevents you getting flinched from any teammates. And then we have another physique jewel for a 2nd level of constitution, just to make sure we don't spend our stamina too fast. And in the boots, we have 2 destroyer jewels, which will give us max part breaker, which is really awesome for all of the different wound pops that you'll be doing on a hunt. Because honestly, with the glaive, you should be doing the most since you can definitely reach the most. Altogether, this gives us critical boost 5, power prolonger 3, critical eye 1, weakness exploit 5, agitator 4, stun resistance 3, heartbreaker 3, constitution 2, divine blessing 1, recovery speed 1, free meal 1, adaptability 1, shockproof 1, and you also get war cry 1, which if you do the 2 victory emote during a hunt, then that will actually give your allies a slight attack boost. So yay, more damage. And finally, if you've stuck around this long, I wanted to give you a super secret hidden tip that will give you the ultimate power as an insect glaiver, and that is to use the Rompompolo layered armor gloves. This gives your Kinsect an unlimited amount of Kool-Aid or whatever its preferred drink is on your hunts, which will actually just give it a 300% damage boost, and you will not be able to cart at all because you'll be invincible, and your Kinsect will give you unlimited protection as a thanks for the delicious Kool-Aid that you made them. But in all seriousness, that has been my Advanced Insect Glaive guide for Monster Hunter Wilds. Between this video and the last video, pretty much every combo and move should have been gone over. We are going to continue doing different builds and things like that to see what kind of different damages or what uses from the different types of perks we can get in this game are. So make sure you subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds content in the future. Thank you so much for 3,000 subscribers. That means an absolute ton. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That means a super ton. And if you're new here, please subscribe for more content. We stream every single night over at twitch.tv/precision. So come hang out with us. Lobby is always open. Code is on the screen. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.